This is our last day in the month of mastery, y'all. We have spent 30 days of mastering self, doing self so well that we become an inspiration and an aspiration to other people around us. Being in our awareness so well that we attract others and inspire others to be in their awareness. Taking action so well that we inspire other people to be in their active self and take action amongst the things that they want to take action on. And let me tell you, as an 11 life path individual, it has been beautiful to meet the souls that have been meeting, that have been putting me on my path, put me back on my path, being inspired and, motivating me, and also what I've been able to do for myself. And peace to those that have been hitting me up in my inbox and reaching out to me in all your different ways to let me know all the ways that I've been helping you on your journey and inspiring you. Y'all don't know how much that means to me, how much it inspires me to keep going and keep moving, especially when I feel like what I'm doing is not enough, it's not good enough. What's wrong with me, blah, blah, blah. Y'all always pop up right on time to let a goddess know, like, girl, you good. You doing the bestest. So I appreciate y'all for tapping in with the goddess. But today, on this last day, mastery, this first day of the fourth decan of the month, the fourth decan is all about that sense of like establishment, creating that root of the things and stuff like that. So we move in gratitude during this space and time. We're going to take that three, which is expression, creation, understanding, that Venus, Saturn energy. Three also deals with Gemini vibes of community, home and family, being witty, being quick on your feet with things, with thoughts. A great problem solver here. Learn how to be focused and flexible rather than fickle on the threes, right? Three brings us to a space of being adventurous, exploring our intellect, exploring our curiosities. You know what I'm saying? But we love to create on the threes. We love to have a sense of understanding on the three, ruled by Saturn energy. That gives us the challenges that we need to have the discipline, the order, and the structure that's required to really manifest the things that we desire. Bars, right? So, we take this three in our cipher. At this point, we should have a sense of understanding. We should, be able to master our ability to create. We didn't spend 30 days in the month of 11, you know. So, we put this energy into this month of 11 mastery, and it brings us a knowledge and awareness of our four, our sense of culture, our rooted self, our home and family, our nurturing self on the four. Four deals with Maya energy of Chesed. This is the celestial blueprint. What is your internal blueprint? What is your internal law? Things of that nature. Four also deals with home and family, your nurturing space. We get into the maternal energy, the feminine energy here. All right, with the four. So, now we have that one, which is knowledge, awareness, taking action, the gut that controls the mind, and everything starts with a thought. The cardinal leadership energy. So, we're taking that initiative to do that for, and it'll bring us to five, which is power, right? Mm-hmm. So, once we master our sense of understanding and we come into this awareness of the celestial blueprint that's created because it, now we're in our celestial enforcer of five. We're in our power. We're in our Jabora, our Jadula, our celestial enforcer, enforcing that blueprint that we just got awareness and took action on. Ashe. Five also deals with Leo energy. This is our inner creative. This is our inner child. This is all of that. You know what I'm saying? And we move in gratitude with that fire, with that wands energy. Hey Rodriguez, how you doing, beloved? And so we take that five and we give birth to it because we're in this year of nine that's been brought to us by wisdom in our cipher and wisdom in our power, right? 2025. So when we give birth to that five, it brings us right back to one and four. So once again, we're going to have knowledge and intellect of the celestial blueprint, what our internal law is. Write your laws down. What are your rules within yourself? Oh, thank you. Happy holidays to you too, beloved. All that different stuff like that. And overall, today's a day of five. Today's the day of Celestial Enforcer. It's the last day of the month, so you might want to make your plans for the month of 12. You're more than welcome to reach out if you would like to get a personal numerology reading for the month of 12 in alignment with your personal number, as well as in alignment with your life path number. Also add a little astrology components in there for you as well. You're more than welcome to reach out if you would like that personal reading for the month of 1 and 2 that brings us understanding. But yeah, this has been a great month of finding balance, harmony, being in our truth, being in fairness, being in justice, all those things like that. And now we're in a space of like, it's time to enforce. Enforce your justice, enforce your fairness, enforce your truth, enforce your ability to see things on both sides of the scale. You know what I'm saying? Watch the dishes I cook. I cook world cuisine. You'll be shocked. Really? Okay. World Forks, that's how I find you? All right, when I finish my live, I'll definitely check you out. Built by Sanaa. Peace, love. How you doing? How you doing? Hey, Alan. So enjoy this day of five. Enjoy this day of enforcing the things that you want in your space. Now, when we get into the astrological, astronomical report, let's chat about it. I'm trying to come live with you. Hey, Kurt Blue. You're so beautiful. Thank you. So are you. I'm just a reflection. We start the day off with a 72% waxing gibbous moon. We're now in that moon of building tangible things in our space, right? We have made the moon rise was at 12:32 p.m. and set at 12:39 p.m. We are in 2 degrees Aries. We start the day off with 2 degrees Aries. So we are in that, taking initiative, taking action, new beginnings, that refreshing energy, taking I came in, I started cleaning my house and stuff like that, getting ready for the new beginning of the month. So it's like the moon is really setting the tone for us entering, a new mathematics. It's the last month of the Gregorian calendar, and the moon is in that Aries energy saying, hey, we want to take action here. 3 is the number of action in it. We want to be in our cardinal leadership energy at this point in time when it comes to our intuition, when it comes to our safe spaces, our nurturing spaces, how we nurture ourselves, how we nurture other people, being in our comfort zones. The comfort zone ain't always a space of stagnation. Sometimes you need to take action to even get in that space of comfort. So, you guys know when you're in a space of stagnation and comfort versus when you're in comfort as a gift for your hard work. So I'm pretty sure you have your own level of awareness. We are in the 28th lunar mansion of the month. This is when we're like bringing things to an end, to a close. And by the end of the day, I believe because the moon does move. No, we won't. Tomorrow we're actually going to start the day off like 21 degrees Pisces constellation. So even though we're in the Aries zodiac and our mindset is the sense of new beginnings and taking action and initiative and cardinal energy in our experiences, we're still bringing things to a close. We're wrapping things up. We're getting to the root of certain things, stuff like that. So we did start off the day in the 28th lunar mansion, and that is the Ravati Nakshatra. Sorry, Ravati Nakshatra is the 27th. Sometimes we get into the 28th, sometimes we don't. No, that is not what I wanted to do. Why'd you do that? Sorry, y'all. Hold on a second. Hi. You said I'm Abraham. Peace, Abraham. How you doing, love? Nice to meet you. I'm Sunshine. Welcome. I'm here every day. I do a daily mathematics and astrological report. Astropsychology is my claim to fame. I also make music on my page as well. Oh my goodness. Um, I do a plethora of things. But welcome. I hope you enjoy yourself here and you get a piece of something that you need for today. It's always the goal. Can you stop? Relax. Thank you. All right, so the Ravati Nakshatra will actually take us all the way to 30 degrees Pisces. So we'll actually be here all day with the 20. We start the day off in the 26th lunar mansion now. So let's go back up. I'm in a rush. I'm just ready to wrap this up and get to Ashwini, right? But that'll be tomorrow for the most part. But the Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra is the 27th lunar mansion. And that energy is ruled by Jupiter and it carries emotional and intuitive energy. It is ruled by Saturn, which is the planet of discipline, structure, and longevity. Spiritual lessons happening here. A deep longing. Let go during this space and time. The deity I hear, Budnya, is a serpent-like figure who resides in the underworld and represents deep, often hidden wisdom. The association with this deity suggests that this nakshatra brings a emotional fulfillment that may come from exploring deeper realms of the subconscious emotion. So doing some type of, meditation, getting into, your Akashic records, your emotional self, things of that nature would definitely help you here. Also, I don't understand why all of this is on the side of my screen. Dear Google, nobody asked for this update. Okay. So having a moon here may sometimes become emotionally a feeling of being emotionally detached, having a focus on deep introspection and spiritual growth, especially for people who have their natal moon here. You probably feel like an even deeper um detachment. I meant to say you look like a beautiful Jay-Z. Oh my goodness, I wish he was my dad. I need some money. It's okay. Protect kids from trends. Hey, I don't really have an opinion on that. I really don't. I say protect children from predators, period. You know what I'm saying? Predators come in all different faces and walks of life. And some people, and protectors also come in all faces and walks of life. So I don't really don't have an opinion on that specific realm. But respect to you. All right, so when the moon is in this nakshatra, it fosters deep emotional stability, reflection, and wisdom. Individuals may experience a profound emotional maturity that tends to deal with life's challenges in a calm, measured way. This nakshatra encourages developing a grounded and stable emotional life, even in the face of adversity. So, if some of you guys are going through some troubles today, some stresses, some things on your mind, and stuff like that, it's, this nakshatra that we start off the day with is supposed to give you some level of solace. You know what I'm saying? This is an excellent time for deep introspection, self-reflection, meditation, journaling, solitary walks, spiritual practices for today, meditation, yoga, contemplative practices. Because we are in the nakshatra of completion and endings, release some emotional baggage today, especially from past relationships or experiences that have created some type of emotional turmoil that turned into some type of blockage in your life. Let go of unresolved emotions. Forgive people who don't even know how to ask, for forgiveness. But do it for you. You're not doing it for them. Stay grounded in this space and time too, because that Piscean water can wrap you up. Also, throughout the day, eventually we'll end up to the 28th lunar mansion. The Rivati lunar mansion is like 27, 28. This goal takes us all the way to 30 degrees Pisces. It's ruled by Mercury, and it's ruled by the deity Pushan, the god of nourishment, prosperity, and protection. It brings on compassion. It brings on the end of journey, which is both literal and spiritual. So some of the things that you're going through, you might find it, being wrapped up in this space and time. Emotional healing, compassion, action, and a sense of completion is heavy here. All right. The symbol is a drum, which is often depicted as the damaru, a two-sided drum that produces sound. And the drum represents the rhythm of life, the sound of creation, and the ability to bring people together through communication, celebration, and community. All right. Um, the moon here, one may feel a strong desire to help others. Acts of compassion, kindness, and emotional support are heightened. Volunteering, providing emotional help to friends or family, and participating in charitable activities might be on the forefront of your mind during this space and time. And we move in gratitude for the opportunity to do so. Yay. Okay. Um, we have also made it right back to the beginning of the week. Today is the day of Yom Rishon, which is the first day of the week. Its spiritual significance is Sunday marks the first day of creation when God created light, and this is a day of new beginnings and renewal. In Jewish tradition, this is the first day of the week and is seen as the start of creation, symbolizing hope, creativity, and the potential to begin anew. So, new beginnings, light, and creation is the vibration for today. Today is also considered Ravivar in Hindu tradition, ruled by Lord Surya, which is the sun god. Lusurya is the source of light, vitality, health, and strength. He represents self, soul, and life force. Sun worship is integral to Hinduism, and Surya is considered to be a symbol of truth, wisdom, and good health. All right, Sundays are considered auspicious for offering prayers to the Lord Surya to strengthen one's health, gain success, and seek vitality. So, reciting the Surya Gayatri mantra or performing the Surya Namaskars, the sun salutation, is a common practice for today. We're gonna get into the Bhagavad Gita like mid December, towards the end of December. Right now, we're reading this book on the Moorish Empire as well as the Circle Seven, but that'll definitely be our next read, y'all. So, getting back into the astrological report, sunrise at 6:49 a.m., setting at 4:48 p.m. We start the day off at an 8-degree Sagittarius. We're still in that cardinal space of the Sagittarius energy, taking initiative and what brings us joy, our philanthropic self, our inner philosopher, getting that wisdom from the oracle and sages, coming into our Chokmah and Chesed, taking that wisdom and creating a celestial blueprint with it, and coming to a space of completion and wholeness, right? Our experiences, events of our experiences are still in that Scorpio constellation. So we're at a 13-degree Scorpio. So we're in the fixed decan of the fixed water sign. Dealing with those transformations in our space. Let those transformations be empowering, those deep truths be empowering, and we love it here. Hey, Mr. Nobody. The Taurus constellation is opposite the sun today, as the sun is still in Scorpius constellation. Earth is in Taurus constellation. So that opposition is happening. The different Taurian stars like Hyades and the Pleiades and all the other stars, they're very prominent in our sky at midheaven at this moment. Mercury grows direct today, so you might find yourself repeating some degrees and repeating some experiences that we've had since the beginning of this Mercury retrograde. Some people that popped up at the beginning of the Mercury retrograde or during these certain degrees might pop back up, certain experiences and stuff like that. Hey, we in my shit today. Well, the Earth has been in Taurus constellation for a while now. It was in Taurus zodiac during Scorpio zodiac, and now it's in Taurus constellation. But Mercury goes direct today, and we're having a great time. Repeating its degrees, working on our routine, our schedule, our habits, our moral code, what we're listening, what we're speaking on. Mars is also at Apogee today, so Mars is the furthest that it can be from the Earth today. And that's what I have for the astronomical report. We can get into the Chaldean clock, and I can read you guys on out. We've been making this kind of like short and sweet, right? It's fun here. This is poking me in my. That means no worries, right? I mean, that would be the goal. The sun is still in Scorpio. Scorpio can be for the dramatics and all that stuff like that. Now people, choose to be manipulated to go that route, then that's what it is. But right now, Earth is in love and beauty and the balance of material and emotional things. Some people don't have the things that they want, so their emotions might be out of whack or whatever. Some people are so emotional and it's affecting their material world, their physical world, because they're always in their feelings. So it's just having a balance of those two, the Libra scale energy. It depends on where you're at in your personal journey. But yeah, we actually are starting, we have a couple triangles in our skies. One of them is an isosceles triangle. Let's see. Come on. Thank you. One of them is an isosceles triangle. We have Uranus providing our progressive pushes and Taurus at our base. On the other side of our base, we have, you can either go with the moon, that's in conjunction with Neptune right now, both being at a 29 degree in Pisces, and then also Saturn at a 25 degrees Pisces, all, in that same space. In the tropical chart, in the Vedic chart, we're actually in that cardinal area, so we would be at like 4 degrees Pisces, with that base of that triangle, while the other part of that triangle is at a 4 degrees Taurus energy. So that's the base from the Taurus to the Pisces sensitivities and stuff like that. The top of the triangle is Lilith, providing that primordial energy, bringing that sense of rebellion to all of this, from the progressive pushes to Taurus to our nurturing and our dreamlike spaces in Pisces, of letting go and bringing things to an ending, and it's moving us towards being more rebellious and creating transformations in our community due to our primordial self and our needs, which, you know, will call us, like I said, when we were talking about the nakshatras, to go inward and release some baggage and do stuff different, you know what I'm saying? We also have an equilateral triangle happening here. On the base of that triangle, we have Jupiter at a 24-degree Cancer, and then we have Saturn at a 25-degree Pisces. And also remember, if we get into the constellation of things, we're at like a 1 degree on both ends, okay? Ooh, Lilith involved? I love Lilith. Lilith brings us to our rebellious self, our revolutionary self. Lilith is kind of like, you know, she goes against the law and order. So you got the moon that's always people pleasing, and I want to nurture, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. And then you have Lilith, like, you know, I'm gonna give you this tough love. I'm gonna give you this thing you need to hear. You know what I'm saying? Not so much as you want. I'm not here to coddle you type shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, on the equilateral triangle, yeah, we have that base between Cancer and Pisces. It's a water triangle, y'all. And at the top of the triangle, again, we have Lilith. Over there in Scorpio energy at a 27-degree. We also have Venus over there at a 28-degree Scorpio. And again, like I said, the Ayana Masa between the tropical and the Vedic is 24 degrees, so you could do your separations. So all of these placements are actually at like a 1 or 2 degrees in the constellations, but in the zodiacs, they're like 28, 29, 25, 26, you know what I'm saying? But still, it's a water triangle nonetheless. So spirituality is heavy here. Emotions running heavy here. You know, you're here to do something you never did before. All right, so be mindful of that, and have a good time. Those are our triangles in the sky. We have another one with Mercury. Mercury is also another triangle we have in the sky. It's over there in Scorpio zodiac, but it is in Libra constellation. So it brings, you know, in our routine, that balance and that fairness and that justice with our long-term planning in our home and family, which is in that revolutionary 11th house of Aquarius, also in philanthropy. And then the moon, our nurturing self, or Saturn, you know, bring our sense of understanding with our sensitivities, and that 7th house of justice. So, you know, we have some things bringing us a balance and fairness with that triangle too, and applicating that to our daily routine is also key there. And that sounds like a good time, right? Yeah, let's fuck with Mercury. I love Mercury. I don't want my strong energy supporting that woman. Okay, so you do your triangle with Mercury, or do it with Venus. You don't have to do it with Lilith. Venus is over there in Scorpio in the 3rd house as well. And Venus, you're Venus ruled because you're Taurus, so you might want to do yours with Venus. And let all your water connectivities to your Venusian stuff, you know, have fun. So the sun's hours are 12 a.m., 7 a.m., 2 p.m., and 9 p.m. The sun is all about our experiences, our expression, our masculine self, how we, you know, what kind of energy we project on, and what we expect to be brought back to us. We know that energy is sitting in Sagittarius/Scorpio, so it is coming into our expansion and abundance. Long-term planning and our experiences is heavy here, so, you know, work on that. The sun, Venus hours are 1 a.m., 8 a.m., 3 p.m., and 10 p.m. Venus, we talked about a little heavy, being at the beginning of that Scorpius triangle, giving us a sense of creation and transformations happening in our heart chakra, what we value and what we prioritize. Hey, Erica. What we value, what we prioritize, what we want in our space, what we want to design. And so hopefully all of that works in your favor. I believe it will. We also have Mercury at the top of that Scorpius triangle, and Mercury's hours are 2 a.m., 9 a.m., 4 p.m., and 11 p.m., where we work on our schedule, our smaller schedule, like daily routine and our habits and stuff like that. What we listen to, what we speak on, what we teach, what we learn, our activities of being in service to other people as well as ourselves. That's all Mercury. And then we have the moon's hours are 3 a.m., 10 a.m., 5 p.m., and 2 p.m. We got into the moon pretty heavy, talking about the Pisces, zodiac, and constellation, bringing us to a sense of endings, emotional sensitivity, letting things go, you know, releasing some emotional baggage that's stagnating us. You know, all that fun stuff is happening there, and that's happening in the 7th house. So you got to walk in your truth in that. You got to have some uncomfortable truths with yourself about certain emotional things that are, you know, stagnating you and holding you back and preventing you from having the quality of life that you deserve and truly desire. I love that. And when I just said that to y'all, I swear I said it to myself. Um, Saturn's hours are 4 a.m., 11 a.m., and 6 p.m. Saturn deals with the challenges that we need in our space to give us the discipline, the order, that we require, the strength that's required for the things that we wish to manifest in our space. It gives us a sense of understanding of what is required for us to have the things that we desire. Right? And Saturn, we talked about Saturn being over there in Pisces in the seventh house of justice, truth, and fairness, is over there in alignment with the moon. Moon kind of surpassed Saturn a little bit, but they were close by at one point. Saturn has been really close to Neptune as well, providing. So you have a dream, you have this inspiration, you have the sensitivity, you have its aspiration, and Saturn challenges it to give you the strength that's required to manifest it into the physical. And you can see for yourself if this is something you really want in your physical space, or if it's something that's in your way that's preventing you from having the strength and the discipline and order. So we love Saturn and Neptune being so close to one another in that Pisces energy. Also giving us the strength that's required to let shit go. You know what I'm saying? Let things go. Put the bags down. Come into a better understanding of your sensitivities and emotional baggage and those around you. And also challenging how we internalize everybody's stuff. Neptune and Pisces has put us in a space where we internalize everything. Everybody's an empath. Everybody's sucking up each other's emotions and stuff like that. Well, Saturn's like, hey, we got to change that, especially as we go into the age of Aquarius, where it's more about having a sense of awareness and being more unique and united, rather it is like feeling and thinking what everybody else is feeling and thinking. You know what I'm saying? So we let Saturn provide these challenges of, is these really your thoughts? Are these really your dreams? Are these really your emotions, your sensitivities? Is this really your internal maya, or is this something that was bestowed upon you and you're just walking around with it? And how well is it serving you? How well is it strengthening you? How well is it guiding you? Those are good conversations, good journal prompts to have. You know what I'm saying? Um, but that's all Saturn. Jupiter is all about long-term business planning. Doing uh some meditation that brings us to the wisdom that's required. You know what I'm saying? Jupiter's hours are 5 a.m., 12 p.m., and then 7 p.m. All right, so we love Jupiter for giving us that, that joy, that sacral chakra energy. It's fun here. It's sitting in retrograde in Cancer on the tropical and on the Vedic chart in the 11th house. So being revolutionary, doing something different in your home and family. A lot of us have been indoctrinated and domesticated with how we are supposed to uphold our family, our home life, our nurturing spaces, how we're supposed to love people. Not all of it is, totally your style. So now we come into a space that's like, what is your style of love? You know what I'm saying? What is your style of nurturing? What do you require? Not so much as what you've been trained to think you're supposed to require or you're supposed to provide, but what is it that you truly want? So this like these placements is really teaching people how to let go of that common core curriculum that we not only have in our education, but we also have in our home, that we also have in our relationships. We've been taught to all think and move the same exact way, but that's not true to ourselves. We're individuals, we're unique. So being your unique self with that Jupiter energy as well, especially when it comes to nurturing and love, because the love you have to offer is not, I'm sure you've seen, like, yo, nobody knows how to love how I love. Nobody gives how I give. Nobody considers how I consider. Yeah, because you're a unique individual. This is what you provide. Now, what do you require? You know what I'm saying? And you have to learn how to, once you learn how to accept and respect that about yourself, it'll put you in a better understanding and of accepting and respecting that from other people. Like, this is how that person knows how to love. This is how that person knows how to nurture. This is how that person knows how to express. This, is they're unique to themselves too. And then you have to ask yourself, well, is this something I want to stay connected with, or should we go our separate ways? But we can't keep moving in that space of where we feel like it's okay to keep trying to enforce our personal shit onto others, because that's not the energy we're moving into in this Aquarius vibe. You know what I'm saying? So that's that there. And last but certainly not least, we got Mars hours 6 a.m., 1 p.m., and 8 p.m. And Mars is in Sagittarius in the fourth house. That motivation and our sacral chakra, our joy and our expansion, our philanthropic self, our wisdom from the oracle and sages that bring us to, the inner philosophies of life, of self, of, community, cosmology, wherever you want to go with it, right? and we're being motivated towards it. Now, this Mars and Sagittarius can bring us to impulsive energy. So when you go to indulge in something that'll bring you joy and stuff like that, just take a few seconds, take a breath. Don't be impulsive. You know, we don't want to make rash decisions because sometimes that's what Mars and Sagittarius can do for us. It can put us in an over engagement, over indulgement, and make us a little bit irresponsible in that space. We want to be careful with that. You know, engage responsibly, but do engage. It's fun there. Excuse me. So that's the Chaldean order clock. And so I'm going to give you guys your collective reading. And then I will see y'all tomorrow for the planetary forecast. But I will see you guys in a little bit for the book reading because we are still reading the Moorish Empire and the Circle 7. I'm going to close out of this live and come back in. You know what I'm saying? But the theme for today is transfiguration. You see, this is my favorite flower. In case you guys are wondering, and you were like, yo, I want to buy Sunshine some flowers, but I don't know what kind of flowers to get. I love calla lilies. They're my favorite. But the story behind calla lilies, I didn't find out until later on in life. But calla lilies were seen so beautiful that they made the goddess Hera jealous. So she put the stylus inside of the calla lily, hoping to make it ugly, but it just made it more beautiful. And that made me love the flower even more. The flower is so beautiful, it makes the gods jealous. I'm here for it. Okay. But yeah, so we're all about transfiguration. As you can see, this card resembles the Tower card, which it seems like where we're at. You know, the moon is in this Pisces energy. We're in the last nakshatras of the lunar, you know, mansions. And so we're in the space of wrapping things up, letting things go. You know, let towers fall in certain relationships, partnerships, projects. You know, you're not a failure. You know what I'm saying? You tried these things. They don't work for you. They don't blend with you. They're not you and your truth. It's you doing what you think you're supposed to be doing and things like that. You know what's in your truth. You know what's not. You know what I'm saying? So move accordingly. You want to align your Mars placement with your Pluto with that of the collective. Like I said, the collective Mars is over there in Sagittarius. Come into your truth. You know what I'm saying? Come into what brings you joy. Come to what you know, what you're getting from the oracles and sages. And then Pluto is over there in Aquarius helping us, you know, provide transformations that are going to be revolutionary, that do bring us into our unique individualized self, but also being united at the same time that we're being unique. You know what I'm saying? So allow that solar plexus chakra between the Aries and the Scorpio, the Mars and the Pluto, assist you in creating those transformations. Listen to your gut and allow your gut to create the transformations required. And yes, some towers will fall. Some towers won't be pretty. They'll be difficult. They'll be all these things. But they have to burn because that's not truly what you want. That's not truly what you desire. That's not you and your truth. That's you and your domestication. That's you and your indoctrination. That's you following the crowd. And it's okay to be different. All right, don't be scared to be different. Don't be scared to be a part of an organization, a club, a tribe, a nation, a church, a temple. Don't be afraid to be a part of these things and still want to be unique in those spaces because your uniqueness is needed in those spaces. That's why you're there. You know what I'm saying? So being your truth here, we got a 22 here, which is the master architect. So, you know, it's a sense of self-mastery, and you're 2, which is your law, justice, truth, and righteousness, right? That's what 2 is. So it's, you know, your ability, and you'll inspire other people to do so. Now, I got 2 reverse cards to expand on that, and I don't really like that. But we got our reverse 3 of Pentacles here. You guys are sleeping on your ability to create the things you want in your space. I want to upright this because we're in the day of 3-0. We're in a day of expression and creation in our space. Don't sleep on yourself today. Don't sleep on your capabilities or your abilities. If it's something that you've been wanting to work on, this is a good time to start getting to it. We're on the day of 5. We're in a day of enforcement. I also have a reverse 10 of Pentacles here. So I don't really care for this either. But it is what it is. You know, because we're sleeping on ourselves in our space of creation, we're having difficulties bringing those things into our Jeb, our Malkuth, our earthly experience. So I want us to focus on, you know, uprighting these. What can we do to upright this energy? Well, I'm glad you asked. We're going to focus on our Chokma, our second Sephiroth. This is the Jupiter in Capricorn, the challenges that come to our sacral chakra, you know, some restrictions that come to our sacral chakra. It's some different energies, experiences, memories, domestication, indoctrination that taught you that the things that you desire is not realistic. You shouldn't go for those things. You shouldn't have those things in your space. They're not mature enough. They're not lucrative enough. It's not going to make you enough money. You're too grown for that. You're too this culture for that. You're too that religion for that. You're too all these things. But is any of that your truth? If you sit in a room by yourself, it's your comfort zone. Is this your truth? Or are these things being bestowed upon you? Let Jupiter and Capricorn help you out with that. Help you find that balance and that chokma, that wisdom. You know what I'm saying? So you could stop sleeping on your ability to create. And you could start manifesting things in your space according to that. You're holding yourself back. And this moon being in that Pisces energy is a perfect time to let go of all that emotional baggage, all those sensitivities, all those things. Bring them to a close so you can come more in tune with self. We also want you to focus on the passion of your sacral chakra here. What are you passionate about? What are you truly, truly passionate about? What is something that you could do forever, for hours upon hours upon hours upon hours, and still have energy, time, and space to do more? This right here, what I'm doing, this brings me so much joy. I could do this forever. I could read books forever. I love to learn. I love to teach. I love to explore. I love to create. I love to make music. I love to write books. Like, that's my place. My place is in that Gemini, Virgo vibe. I love it there. Peace, peace, Katrina. How you doing, my love? I want you to get in tune with your passion, And then we have a 3-7 here, our understanding of our, 7 Libra scales, our interpersonal relationships, our bonds, which says good marriage, our bonds and our contracts here. So good marriage is not always like a, straightforward marriage, but that's a bond. Whatever bonds and contracts you have with other people, this will, good things will happen as long as you're being in your truth and your passion, as long as you're allowing yourself to undergo the challenges that's required for that long-term planning that you desire. You know what I'm saying? Be in your truth. Stop sleeping on yourself. You're stagnating yourself. And let some of those towers fall. Some of y'all are too afraid to burn some of these towers. I don't know why. I don't know if it gives you a sense of comfort to be around a bunch of people. But if you're not your authenticity, being around those people have to be draining. It's not fun. You gotta block your throat chakra. You can't say everything you want to say how you want to say. You always tripping up over your words. You gotta be mindful. It's too much. It's too much. So for whatever reason you holding on to whatever towers, and they're calling on you not to wear. They're calling on you to wear a mask and stuff like that. Let those fall. Let those burn. They don't deserve to be in your space, and you don't deserve to be in their space. And it doesn't make anything right or wrong, better or worse. The whole goal is to be in your authenticity so that your electromagnetic field can attract what you truly desire, what you're passionate about, what brings you joy. Some of y'all is drugs. Some of y'all just want to sit around and do drugs all day. Hey, man, if that's the life you supposed to live, do that shit. But y'all know what I mean. A lot of y'all is not living in y'all truth. For whatever reason, you're trying to hold on to that job, you're trying to hold on to that partner in your life that wants to keep you in a certain light. You're trying to, impress your children who, you haven't even realized yet. They love you no matter what you do or what you don't do. They love and accept you regardless. You gotta learn how to love and accept yourself. You're trying to live up to some stuff your parents said, them teachers once upon a time, society, these strangers on Facebook and Instagram and whoever, wherever, that told you gotta be a certain way or behave a certain. All that stuff is fake, man. All that stuff is fake. You're the only real one in the room. You gotta remember that. You're the only real one in your room. Everything else is fake. So be in your truth. You don't want to be fake with the rest of that stuff. You're supposed to be the realest one in your corner. And if you over there making yourself put on a mask, how can you expect to attract people who don't wear masks if you always wearing one? You know what I'm saying? How can you expect to attract realness if you over there being fake? You're being phony. You're being phony to yourself. You're not being good to yourself. That's not fair to yourself to walk around with a mask on. It's not fair to yourself to force yourself to be in spaces that you don't want to be in. Is it all going to happen overnight because you woke up one day and decide to live in your truth? Some of the stuff will. Yeah, some of the stuff definitely will. But some of the stuff will take some time. And that's okay. Some of that stuff is going to get worse before it gets better. Because the towers got to burn in order to make space for a new. No two things can stay in the same place at the same time. That's what Saturn chatting about, right? So be in that awareness. It's okay. It's okay that it hurts. Sometimes burning bridges hurt. I know we like to pretend like we're tough guys all the time and I'll burn a bridge and I don't give a fuck. Da, da, da. It's okay to give a fuck. It's okay that it hurts. It's okay that you gotta cry about it. It's okay. But take that mask off. Be in your true self, be in your joy, and force your eternal law today. Today is the last day of the month of mastery. We are mastering what we create in our space. I want y'all to upgrade those Three of Pentacle cards. Please. Don't sleep on yourself. That's what I got for y'all today. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Again, if you would like a personal reading, especially for the month of 12, I do personal numbers, numerology for your life path, and your personal number for the month and things like that. Let a goddess help you out. Also, I'm also doing readings to pregame everybody for 2026, wisdom in our cipher and wisdom and our sense of equality. Next year is definitely going to be a year of reaping what you sow, so you better sow like you're going to reap it. So if you want preparation for that as well, I also do readings for that also. And yeah, in the meantime, in between time, check out my YouTube page, listen to some affirmation music, and take that mask off. All right, peace, peace, everybody. I love y'all. Peace, peace, TikTok. Peace, peace, YouTube.